task in this group of talks on LaTeX is to look at cross-referencing. And this is a rich and very powerful aspect about LaTeX. Let's share my desktop and go to the website, and I'll remind you that the website is from my home, and it's this address that I've just highlighted up there. So, cross-referencing. Unfortunately, often writers unthinkingly use imprecise words such as above, below, later, and will. One of the things to remember is that a high priority for scientific writing is that we must use the most informative synonym. So in scientific writing, this implies that we must avoid the wishy-washy, imprecise references such as above, below, and later. Instead, we must employ precise cross-references. Equation 4, Section 5, Appendix A, Figure 3. Little words that are, because of the usually numerical label, are absolutely specific about what you're referring to. Now, one of the strengths of LaTeX is its capability to support you as an author in doing these cross-references. And it does it through information that it stores in an auxiliary file. So you work on a .tex file, that's your source. Your aim is to produce a PDF file, it's your output. But to help you do that, LaTeX puts information in auxiliary files. And the most common auxiliary file is a .aux file, AUX for auxiliary. And when you do this cross-referencing properly, it permits you to move around material, insert chunks, modify chunks large and small, move them into a different chapter of the document without having to do any manual renumbering or cross-referencing whatsoever. It is all done automatically once you adopt the LaTeX way. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is some simple things which really you should just do as a matter of default. The first thing is table of contents. It's one of the easiest things to do, and all you have to do is to put the command \table of contents in your document where in the place that you want a table of contents. So let's see it in an example file. I'll just make the font a bit bigger. Away. Okay, so here's the source. And where do you typically put a table of contents? Near the start. So title, quote, abstract, table of contents. That's all you need to do. Typeset. And here's the result. And what do we got? Title, abstract, quote rather, abstract. Contents. There seems to be something wrong with the contents. It's meant to be here and it's not. The reason is the first time you run LaTeX, the information has not yet been put in the auxiliary file. So the first time you run it, the information is put in the auxiliary file. The second and subsequent times, that information is read back to generate the contents. So let's run TeX again, and you'll see the table of contents magically appear. There it is. We've got section titles, subsection titles, section, subsection, pages are automatically given, typeset beautifully. Wonderful, just do it. So that was that point. Now, in a big document like a dissertation, for which you have chapters, you may like to have a mini table of contents for each chapter, and you can do this straightforwardly using a mini-top package. And I won't describe it. I've got an example. You can have a look at the example. It's essentially the same sort of thing, except you have to load the package. Now, what's another thing that's straightforward to do in LaTeX, and that is footnotes. LaTeX handles footnotes absolutely easily. You just, in the text, where that footnote is relevant, you just put in \footnote and then in braces whatever you want to form the body of the footnote. Now, it's that easy. Let's have a look. I think this source has a footnote. Let's find it. Here it is. So here's the body text. It's talking about the Cantor set, and I decide I want to put a little bit of historical information about Cantor in a footnote. So all I do is provide that information within \footnote braces. Cantor was a 19th century mathematician interested in constructing paradoxical sets. I've got some other historical information, and that is about Lewis Fry Richardson. And he, for example, was responsible for identifying the fractal characteristics of coastlines. Let's put that information in a footnote. And you do it just like that with the footnote command. So here it is. So what happens when you typeset a footnote? Well, the body text just gets typeset as normal, right? Once again, there'll be wiggles in the coast, full stop. Then there's the footnote, and you can see in the document, once again, there will be wiggles in the coast, full stop, 2. That 2 refers to the footnote, which is typeset down the bottom of the page. Lewis Fry Richardson was responsible for blah, blah, blah. It's the body of the footnote. And then the body text continues on similarly. And you can see up here, following the footnote 2, the body text follows on. Beautiful. You'll see there's another footnote on this page, 3, and that's from here. Right, it's addressing this lovely little ditty on turbulence, that big whirls have little whirls which feed on their velocity. And I want to comment that this comes from another little ditty, which is that big fleas have little fleas upon their backs to bite them, and so on. Put that information in the footnote. All right, that's pretty straightforward. I've got a comment here in the book, or in the notes, that often you will find publishers say, do not use footnotes. Ignore it. This is legacy advice. It's advice from the days when printers used metal type to print things. Right? We're nearly 50 years later, and the fact that footnotes can be handled by computers really easily somehow still has not made its way into the advice of publishers. So anyway, just ignore that part about it. Use them when appropriate to provide asides about the document you're writing. Right, so that's all we're going to have on those 2 topics within this group. And so we'll stop there.